Hi guys, and welcome back to 14s for Change.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Ava.
I'm Carlos.
And I'm Catherine. And today you guys are going to be getting to know us, and we are going to be getting to know each other.
Yes.
So, yeah. They're going to be feeding us questions from over there. So, Sammy.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Hi guys, so it's the real 14s for Change back here. And we're going to be asking you guys questions from back here. So since all of you guys are pretty new to this, we want to just throw you on and ask you guys some questions without, and by the way, our guests don't know what the questions
we know
are.
Nothing.
Yeah, so they know nothing. So that's going to be fun. So enjoy. So we're going to start off with our first question, which is going to be from me. My question is, what is one of the biggest changes that you have witnessed through your high school years?
Well, for me, I straight up changed schools in the middle of high school. Like junior year, I just completely moved schools. And I mean, COVID,
Yeah.
Okay, that's
that's the obvious one.
That's what everyone go through. And then personally for me, I would say friends, which is a thing that I think a lot of teenagers go through high school because you start it with a big friend group in freshman year, and then it just gets really small by the end of senior year. So that's one thing.
For me personally, it was my lifestyle and what I would wear. I got very comfortable over COVID, and I just really did feel comfortable in my body over COVID. And I know it's bad to say, but I'm kind of thankful for COVID, even though it's bad to say that, but I am comfortable in my own body, and that's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
My
true.
style definitely got better. We
Yeah.
started in a
Okay,
rough
yeah.
place freshman year. Yeah.
No, I know.
We weren't doing too hot.
Yeah.
So
Well, also we grew up too. We
Yeah.
got more mature, so
Yeah.
we know what we looks good on us now.
I
which is
know
good.
what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
You go through all of these different hobbies and sports, and you figure out what you actually really want to spend your time on.
That's so
and
true.
how to say no to things that you don't really want to spend your time on, to make room for the other things.
Okay, yeah, going into that, because in 9th grade and 10th grade, I was just in a bunch of different sports. I was doing dance and soccer and track, and then I was this is too much. And so I just focused on just soccer because that was what I was most interested in. And I just think that it was much better for me overall because I wasn't putting all my energy into a bunch of different things that I wasn't super into.
Yeah, I think it's better to be really hone your skill in one thing than be mediocre in a bunch of things.
Yeah, that's super true.
Yeah, for me, it was more kind of what you were saying. I started off my whole life, I was playing baseball all the time, every day. And then right when COVID hit in whatever March, it was the middle of baseball season. So then I kind of just once I got that big break from it, I realized that I did not like baseball and it was more healthy for me to not be playing. So as soon as we got back to school and we started back in the September, I just emailed the coach and was I'm sorry, I don't want to play baseball anymore. And then I got a job.
And that's totally fine too.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't have to stick with whatever you think is what you're supposed to do in 9th grade, as a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school does change people. For better or the worse, but friends, I did lose a couple real best friends that I thought that I was gonna be with forever through middle school, but obviously everything happens for a reason, but they're just not meant to be in your life in that just time era.
That's totally
And
Speaking. Sorry. Do you guys want to continue discussion, or do you want another incoming question?
Do you guys want to ask?
Whatever you think is best, Ava.
Whatever. Okay, well, I was gonna say, speaking about high school, what are your thoughts about college coming up, and how was the application process for you?
I'm done with my application, and I am proud to say it.
Yeah, I'm also done, and I did it so last minute. It was just bad. I wish I don't want anybody to go through that again. It was just stressful.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but I think that the college applications, they make those things way too ridiculous.
It's a lot.
So-
The supplementals especially are so much, and every single supplemental is specific to each college too, which is the issue. So you can't really reuse what you've written.
Yeah,
It's a lot. Yeah, I kind of got lucky. I knew where I wanted to go, and they have rolling admission, so I applied. I got in. I got a large scholarship, and so
What school?
I'm
What
set.
the
I'm going to
heck?
Biola.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is so cool.
Hopefully for CMA. So I have to wait back on that. That application was harder than the actual college application.
Was that for the
Ooh.
Common App, or was that
No,
on
they don't have
the
a Common App.
coalition?
And the whole Common App, dude,
Just
I
the
don't even
process.
know.
It's
Yeah,
just
the
too much.
FAFSA.
It took me
Yeah.
so long. I still need to do my
Yeah.
FAFSA.
Yeah, I didn't have to do any. I am only applying to places in California, so I didn't have to do any Common
Same.
App. But
No, yeah,
the
same.
UC app is really
Yeah,
I
the
know.
UC app.
The
It's
UC
It's a beast.
No, I know, because it's 4 different essays.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, the 4 essays. I feel like I like thrive better in type of essays like that you just talk out. I didn't really suffer in those type of essays. I did for poly we did have 2 college aides and they really did
that's
help us out a
nice.
lot. Yes,
Yeah,
I really
that's
do
really
appreciate
nice.
them, Miss Cassie and Miss Alondra, a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I am so proud of how well you're doing right now. This is very impressive. We're gonna do a little shift change for my question. So, my question is, when is a time that you felt helpless and how did you recover? Because I know we all went through COVID and stuff like that. So tell me about a time you really didn't feel like things were getting better and then how you made it better for yourself.
That is a really hard
Wow,
question.
that was like really okay. I was going through something like not that long ago, and I just felt like useless, and I just didn't know like what else to do to myself. So I just surrounded myself with good people and just good energy, and just worked and just did everything that I had to do in school, and that honestly just like made me like feel like I had a purpose in life because I knew I did. I just needed that confidence boost in my inner self, and that really did push me off to what I am now.
That's really good. I would say I don't know anything like a specific moment, but there's always just been times in life that I think everyone goes through where you just don't feel like you're enough for like a person or for like a class or anything like your sport. And so I just think that it's important to have like a good support system. For me, it's especially my family and my mom that always just like reassures me and makes me feel like I'm good enough for anything that I put myself into. So that's just something really important.
Yeah, I agree with Ava. I can't really think of like a single time specifically, but I feel like I have like such a good core group of friends and a girlfriend and parents that always like support me. So I have that, but I can understand like there's been certain times in my life where I felt like that, but nothing really like not one specific time that's been greater than others, I guess.
Yeah. I think, like I said, I started a new school. I knew no people there, like literally no one. It was online school. So, I mean, I was sitting by myself in a class of people I didn't know. And you really have to step out of your comfort zone. Like, you're never actually helpless. Like, you just either don't like the options you have or you utilize the options you have. And so, like, I went in and I met my teachers, and sometimes it was awkward, but you do what you have to do. You join everything. Like, you make the life that you want to have, even if it's uncomfortable to start, because it's better than the uncomfort you're sitting in now.
Okay, and I totally agree with that because I've moved around a lot too, and I've been to different schools, and it's always just like really awkward because you're like, I don't think these people are gonna like me, or like I just want to be in their like social group, or like connect with them, and you kind of have to like force yourself to adapt to what
Yes,
other
you
people are
totally
doing,
do.
and so then you could like fit in, but
Yeah.
then it's just like you just kind of have to forget it and just be like, if they don't like me for who I am, then
Yeah, you have to
That's
sit in
tough.
discomfort a lot the more you grow up. Like in high school, that's another
Yeah.
thing. Like sitting in discomfort, being okay with being uncomfortable to get to the end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like online school was kind of a point for like literally every high schooler, right? Honestly, every kid ever. That just like brought down so much of like, because like you never realize that like when you go to school, it's more than just like, oh, I gotta wake up for school. Like you're seeing all your friends and your teachers, and like you're in this big group with a bunch of people that like are your friends. And then like once you go to online school, it's like the same thing every day. You wake up, turn on a computer, and just sit there, and it just kind of like brought everyone down. So I'm so
You
glad
get
we're
so
back.
lazy.
You
like
can't,
Yeah, I
you-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
connect with people
really
at all.
tough.
Yeah, exactly.
which
And it's just you're
sucks.
just staring at a bunch of black screens, and it's like I don't know.
I
what
felt
I'm
so
doing.
bad for the teachers.
I
Like
know.
having to teach black screen.
My
No, I
mom-
know, it's
yeah.
so sad.
My mom's a teacher, and she taught. She teaches kindergarten, but she had it on almost the better end because it's like impossible to teach kindergartners.
Yeah.
On,
They're
so
online.
wiggly.
Online, that's
Yeah.
like
But
insane.
Wow,
she like the kids would like want to turn on their camera, so at least she got to like
Oh, that's
interact with
good.
them because like
Yeah.
they're just kids,
Yeah.
and
They're,
like
like,
she
little,
teaches at a she teaches at an elementary school called Burbank Elementary School. It's not in Burbank, it's in Long Beach, but most of these kids that she teaches have never been to like they didn't go to preschool, they've never
Isn't
been to
that
school.
so weird?
That's
Yeah.
Like
literally
the kids
so
that were
weird. Like,
born
they've
think we
never
wear masks
experienced
everywhere.
Yeah,
Like
so
they
their
think that's
their
normal.
first experience of school ever was like through a
Yeah.
computer screen. So
Yeah.
they completely were
That's
just
crazy.
oblivious to what was going on.
Yeah.
But like So they just thought that was normal. So she almost got on the better end of it.
Yeah.
And
That's
I love like the TikTok videos of like all the students like giving like appreciation to their teachers. I love that.
Yeah.
And
That was so cute.
I'm like gonna say that I would stay after and I would get to know my junior year teachers, like Miss Hess, my English
so
teacher,
nice. What the
my
heck?
math teacher, Miss Mercado. Like I would genuinely love to have conversations with them. And I don't know, just because I love teachers. Just like
I know
Yeah, I was
feel
on
that.
the complete other end of that. I would literally fall asleep in the middle of my class.
Did you even get out of bed, or did you just bring the computer to the bed?
Well, for the first and second period, I would purposely plan out. I have a couch right next to my bed and set the computer down. Wake up at
like the
7:50.
night before
Yeah.
you had this.
Wake up at 7:50, turn it on, and have like a tab open ready for the Zoom. And then the
Wow.
second or third and fourth period, I would go and set up next to my Xbox and play that.
Oh, good.
all
Yeah.
through fifth and sixth period. So
The necessities.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. So I was on the complete
yeah.
other end of it. I mean, yeah, I feel
Yeah,
bad for the
I do that
teachers.
too.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like I don't blame you.
I couldn't
don't-
bring myself to do it. And I mean, I would do my work but it was like, I don't know. It was just so
No,
hard.
I would literally be like,
I like how much
cooking out of
Guys.
it during physics.
yeah.
What?
We're gonna steer away from the school talk now.
That's not
I
very
was really
funny.
trying to like come in.
Sorry, we
but-
got so off track.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
I'm like,
What was the question?
oh, I haven't asked it yet.
No, the one
Oh,
that they
the
were
other one.
Oh.
I don't even
So
remember.
steering away from school, just talking about life, like in general, what is one of your biggest accomplishments that you've achieved like during your life?
My biggest accomplishment was joining the CIC program at Poly. I felt like in the program that I was in the year prior parts, I really didn't like do anything much because I wasn't like as productive as I was in CIC. So doing the transition and talking to like all the CIC teachers and just meeting new people and just finding like more connections, it really did help me out. And I wouldn't be the person who I am now literally without me being in CIC.
Is it outside of school or in
It can be anything.
Okay.
Oh, okay. For me, outside of school, I'd have to say I was just really proud of myself when I got signed with my agency because it took me like about a year to get noticed, and I just like kept sending in pictures and like doing auditions by
Wait, you're a
myself.
model?
I do acting and modeling for like it's just on the side of my
Oh.
job.
So wait, that's so cool.
No, but
Oh,
it was.
yeah.
Thank
Oh
you.
my god.
Yeah, that
It
is
was
really
just
cool.
like really hard at first because I just didn't know anything about it, and it took me a long time, and I like constantly was getting rejected. But then when I eventually like got into it and I got signed, I was like really happy because now it's like a big part of my life, and I really enjoy it.
So when you're a celebrity, I'm gonna be like, I'm like,
Yeah, let me
I
pull
know.
up this video.
Really
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
Oh my god!
I feel like I haven't completely accomplished that much. I mean, I got into my first college the other day, San Diego State. Like, this is not my first choice.
Right.
It's not my first choice, but it was the first. I'm one for
But
one.
you're going to college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
know
you're
I'm going to
in.
college, but so that's one. In fourth grade, I got the lead role on the play I was striving for. I was actually Daddy Warbucks. in
Oh.
anime.
Wow.
That was something that I was extremely proud of.
I
and
like that that's
stand
the
by.
first thing that came to mind.
Yeah,
for you.
no,
like
honestly,
that.
it
That
is.
really hit.
I mean, I accomplished a lot in baseball, like with my teams and stuff, but like that's not like a self accomplishment because you're with a team, and like,
Mhm.
I don't even like baseball, so it wasn't a
What about
much of
you?
an accomplishment. Yeah.
A couple things. I don't know. I was voted most likely to be a Nike model by my cross country team.
I can literally see that.
Yeah, I do
That
see
made
that.
me feel. I really should have framed that. Anyways, we won Olympic League for cross country, which was a big deal for me because I had never ran. I was a swimmer, and I just hopped onto this team, and like, it wasn't even the accomplishment. It was more like the amount of like self-discipline it took to get there. I'm just so proud that I had that in me. And then I have been honored very recently for my Chinese education.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm learning Chinese at Cerritos College, and I was chosen to help teach a school in Taiwan. It's like a
That's so
winter
cool. Are you
camp.
serious?
That's
So
so cool. That's so
I'm
cool.
gonna be
What the heck?
leading
Can you
that-
speak?
leading that camp. Not at this exact moment.
Say
but
something.
No, my pronunciation is really bad, but my teacher has a lot of faith in me, and that was pretty great.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's a huge
Is
accomplishment.
that how you know
That's-
Leila Marr over there from swim?
No, I know her from Sammy.
From Sammy.
If you know Sammy, you know like everyone.
Right.
There's like a whole like trickle of
That's
people.
very true.
Wow, you guys have accomplished a lot of things. So, moving on. So, we're going to be talking about relationships and friendships. So, as you may know, in high school, you meet new people. Like, for example, all our guests, if you didn't know, aren't really too familiar with each other, right, guys? This is your
Yeah,
first time,
no.
honestly, really like having a
No.
full conversation
know
for
you.
more than probably 15 minutes. So, the question is,
I'm gonna sneeze.
in high school,
Don't do it.
what have
Don't
you
do
learned
it.
about relationships and friendships?
The people that, okay, I don't want to be calling people out, but I recently got into a huge altercation with my best friends, but it eventually turned into like hatred, and I just don't feel comfortable with them anymore. It's just like you feel like you just need to step out of the bubble with them. And it's okay to like let people go, especially like in high school, because this is where you're getting started. This is where you become an adult. So how you act in high school is how you're gonna act in your future endeavors. So I just feel like high school is like a good point in time where you know what you're doing and you connect with yourself and other people. And just like relationship goals too, like I've in high school I've never dated anybody, thank God, because that's like
Gosh.
that like literally that like scares me. That like honestly scares me, and I feel like if I were to get my heart broken, I don't know what I would do with myself.
Oh god. This
Yeah.
topic is so
Woo.
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. For like friendships, it's kind of like the same pain like when you lose a friend that you're super close with as like if you're breaking up with a girlfriend or boyfriend. Just because like that's a person that you're really close with and like they know so much about you.
Yeah.
And then you just like stop being friends, you just stop like being with them after you just see them every single day. It just like really hurts and then they just act like they don't know you. So that's just like something that I think is good for everyone to go through because it's something that happens in life often. But just personally for me, it's just a really sad thing because I'm just such a people person and I just get really sad when like someone just decides that they don't want me in their life anymore.
Right.
Honestly, I've learned a lot about like friendship through high school. I haven't really had any like big like losing friend moments, but I've like, especially through COVID, I like if your friendships can survive like a 3-month window where you don't like,
that's
see
so
see
true.
anyone.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I feel like I have such a great group of friends, including all the people sitting over there, and the
Right.
boys, and my
boys.
girl, yeah, the boys, yeah.
Always the boys.
It's got to be the boys, and my girlfriend Isabella, and like we just like
Aw,
I mean
that's
it,
so cute.
That's adorable.
like I don't know through
How
COVID.
is your life so stable?
I don't
how
know.
do you do it?
I feel
Right.
I don't know. I
How
feel
long have you and your girlfriend been together?
well. We were together. Okay, so we got together in August of 2020, and then we
Oh,
broke
wow.
up in January of 2020. Yeah, 2 weeks before or a week before her birthday. Yeah, that's my bad on that one. I'm
Yo, you
sorry,
coulda left that
Isabella.
out.
Yeah, if you're listening to that one.
See, that's what scares me.
Yeah, and then no, I needed it though because I was a really horrible boyfriend, kind of in my opinion. And then like we broke up, and then like I broke up with her, and then I realized that like I really missed her and like loved her and needed her. So
Aw.
then I got back together with
Aw.
her after like
Yeah.
a 4-month break. It was like a break. We were still, but
Cheers to
so
that.
That's
I got
yeah,
back
you
together
guys figured
in
it out.
Cheers to character development.
Right,
another
high
month
five.
Yeah.
in May, and
Way
then
to go.
it's been much better since.
Don't knock down a mic.
No, that's
Sorry,
literally
I'm-
so cute. Like I love
That's
that.
nice. Yeah.
Have you been in any relationships?
I
throughout high
have
school?
been in a relationships.
We don't have to be specific, but
I have
like,
been in
yeah.
relationships in high school. I try to think back on everything in a positive light, but obviously, there was good and there was bad, but the thing I've learned most is never burn bridges, or at least try to never burn bridges. I mean, sometimes you're going to lose friends, but in my case, at least, people cycle in and out of my life frequently. Like people I'm not close to, suddenly they come back. And anyone who's ever known me, if you're ever watching this, I'm still available to talk or help you if you ever need anything. Because it's really important that people who knew you in the past to stay in your life, because if you're constantly making new friends, like people don't know what you've been through in the past, and I
Right.
think it's really
That's
important to
super true.
keep people around that have known you. And so I try not to burn bridges, but if I do lose touch with someone, I try to reach out,
I'd like totally agree
regularly.
with that. Yeah, because I just feel like I personally try to end things, whether it's like a romantic relationship or like a friendship on good terms. And I think I have done that so far. I mean, it's not as easy as it sounds, obviously. Like, it's really hard to just like have your relationship change with someone, but like stay friendly with them. But I think that it's really helpful because it's just not healthy to have like constant like negative feelings towards other people that I don't know what I would put that, but like just it's good to be friends if you can with those people.
Yeah, no, I
Or just
agree.
like acquaintances.
Because there was a reason you were friends in the first place. And if you can reconnect on common ground, I think that's important. Obviously things happen and some things you're like that I have to hold you accountable for what happened.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, if it's salvageable, I think it's really important to salvage childhood friendships.
Going off of this, would you guys have any advice that you would give people starting high school, like incoming freshmen or people who are in their sophomore year?
Yeah.
Like regarding this topic?
With all your knowledge you have gathered throughout high school.
Yeah, it can be like going, because you guys were kind of giving advice about like friendships and relationships. So do you have any other advice that you would give?
I would just say just be prepared for life-changing experiences and just life changes throughout everything. Everything will change eventually in high school for you.
It
Like
really will.
Yeah.
Like your senior year life will not look like your freshman year life.
You're gonna it's gonna
And
be
that's
totally
okay.
different.
But like be aware that, you know, the friends you make in your orientation day are most likely not the people you're gonna I do have one friend from orientation day, which I think is so cool that we're still friends. But
I feel like I'm so in a different like boat because I mean, not in a bad way, but I feel like that I literally walked into the high school with the same group of friends that I'm best friends with now, which is such a blessing.
Cool.
yeah.
That's like
Which-
amazing.
But I know that that's like really hard to achieve. So if I was giving advice to someone going in, I would agree that be like susceptible to change, and also I would just say to like get involved in your high school and try to join some clubs and you know try to find a sport, because I feel like a lot of people in high school like their friends revolve around like the clubs that they're in and the sports that they're in,
it's very
because
true.
you're in with people in common interests. So that would be my advice to someone.
I would say have like high expectations for yourself academically and also like socially, but don't be so like broken if something doesn't happen for you. Like if you get like a bad grade, like don't let that be your entire life. Like, oh, I got a B or like I got a C. Like it's not that big of a deal. And then also don't be like, oh, I need this to happen in my high school experience. Like I need to have a boyfriend or I need to like have like
don't force
be
something that's not
popular or
supposed to
whatever.
be yet.
Exactly. Like just be your own self and you'll have like a good experience, I think.
Yes.
And then the only other thing I would say is if you're playing a sport, coaches will definitely try and influence a lot of your decisions, like about your
That's so
lifestyle. Like
true.
they will want what they want to be the number one priority in your life. And while it's really important to respect your coaches and understand that like they want you to succeed, I made the mistake of just going along with whatever a coach wanted, and I was sick at that point because I was just working too hard for my body and I wasn't prepared for it ahead of time. And so definitely listen to your like body in sports. Like coaches will tell you like you can go more. If you can't, you can't.
That's literally okay. Going off of that, you do cross country, right?
Yes.
Okay. I used to run track. And it was literally like the hardest thing of my entire life. And I think that it's good to push yourself physically, but there's just like a certain point, like if you're like throwing up, like not that this is a thing that happened, but it is a thing that happened. Like throwing up at Signal Hill, like on the corner of the sidewalk.
They'll tell you like that's normal.
Like, oh yeah, keep going. Like, no, I'm like gonna pass out.
Yeah.
Like,
and some people can do that. Like some people can like throw up and keep going. I admire you.
can't. Like,
You're
just
amazing.
know
I am
yourself.
not you. I will never be you.
I think I'd throw up from running down the block. Like, I don't know how these cross country.
That's where I started
Yeah.
at cross country. I
Oh my
heard
God, I'm
the first day I got there, they were like, okay, warm up mile.
Like no.
Warm up mile?
No.
Warm up mile? That's the whole workout.
Right.
What?
no.
And they think that you're being lazy too, but like some people are just not built for that type of stuff. Like, so don't put yourself down if you can't do something or like accomplish like things that other people can't.
Some people are just built for it.
exactly.
And if you have stuff going on at home, if your sleep schedule is whack, that's all gonna affect everything.
Yeah.
So-
and your personal life too. Like if you're going through
yes,
something, that's
it
gonna
will.
put
And you have to be gentle with yourself. Push yourself, but be gentle with yourself.
Yeah. And also going off like with the sport, if you're like in like an ASB or like commission or just like in a club that needs people involved, that also if you need a break from that, it's okay.
Exactly.
Because you can always go back to it, and And it's better to just be who you are.
I
like
would
how
say
you
though,
are emotionally.
communicate with the people in that club,
Yeah.
communicate with the leadership. Like again, like don't burn the bridges. Like make sure they know like I still care about this organization. I
Yeah.
still want to be responsible. But if you do have to take that break, you have to take it.
Okay, guys, we are moving on to our final question. This is a big one, so get a good response in. What does change mean to you? You guys know that change is the whole reason we do this podcast. So,
I'll let someone else go first.
okay.
I will also let someone else go first.
Change for me is for you to acknowledge like what you want to do, like to what you want to learn. And I feel like that's very important, especially as young adults, is to understand what you want to thrive for. And it's okay to change a couple things through your life. And just change for me defines like you just understanding the assignment and you understanding what you're thriving for.
Yeah, that is very true. I would say for me, it's advocating what you're passionate about, and that doesn't even have to be like social issues. It can just be like something that you really like if you like drawing or like artwork, like you advocate for that and you want to put your influence and your passion towards other people. I think it just depends, but I think change is also a good thing and a bad thing in certain circumstances.
I agree with what they said.
I think there's two types of change. I think change can happen to you or you can create change. And I think that when change happens to you, you need to be prepared for it. You need to accept it. You need to, you can grieve it if necessary, but it's kind of like let it be like a river over stone. Like don't let it, demolish you. But then creating change, I think, is allowing yourself to grow in the places where you feel you aren't where you want to be. I think that high school has done that for everyone here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, perfect. I love your guys' responses. So to the audience, now that you guys know a little bit more about Catherine, Carlos, Ava, and Jesse, we want to let you guys know that we have 2 more episodes coming out. Those episodes, the titles and the topics will not be released yet, but within the next week or 2, there's going to be 2 new episodes, and I hope you guys enjoy them. We all have done extensive research for our topics and are super excited. So, thank you guys so much for watching.
And thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for
And I
having
just wanted
us.
to, I just wanted to say this is a nice setup. Like there's a lot of work going into
There's
this.
a lot.
Shout
A
out
lot.
podcast place.
Yes.
The best.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, boo-doo, boo,
Boop, boop, boop. Bye.
What?
Peace out.
Bye.
That's funny.
That was so lit.